Hello, welcome to SCIE 1121. Yeah. Anyway, I'm Linda Bernhardt, the instructor. I try to do videos in order to make it be a little more personable type course. This way, it's more than just, here's some crap to do. I am aware not everybody will watch the videos. There's that. I'm aware I am not a great entertainer. There's that too. I will do my best. My goal is to make this a remotely interesting class. There's a lot of stuff that's going to drive you crazy. Well aware of that. I'm going to talk syllabus and everything in just a minute. But my main goal is to try to do a weekly video to kind of recap and prep. Now, I have in place videos for every single week, but clearly I haven't done all these videos this term because we're just starting the term. If I get to making a new video, I will then replace the old video. This can be confusing. I'm trying to at least tag the ones that are old in case something happens and I don't get to them. It used to be that I could guarantee every single week I was going to be able to do the new videos. I had this whole routine. It was great. Then life happened. Things went crazy and I have had so many different things happen so many different times that it just got overwhelming and I couldn't get to them. I'm trying to get back on top for this. So please, please, please try to check out the videos when you can. They may help. If you hate videos and you don't want to watch them, that's fine too. I try to put the information out there, but the videos will give you the most actual, I would say, interactive experience, but since you can't really talk to me while I'm doing this, that changes it. Now, we are going to look at the class and see it all. So this is your class. I have two sections for this course. So it will either be, this one is section 3, and this one, is that the right one? Let's see. Yeah, there we go, section 4. So section 3 and section 4, they're going to be exactly the same information, just different people in the course. All the things are the same. So sometimes when I do a video, you might see that it's section 4, and other times you might see that it's section 3. So I'm going back to 3 because 3 is my favorite number, so why not? Now, here's a spot for announcements. I already have a few announcements set up to pop up throughout the term. It just makes life easier. There's going to be the big welcome one that will be there for the very first day, reminding you that if you are taking the course and you are taking the lab, that they are 2 different courses. And so you need to do material in both. I've got this in red and bold and all that stuff, and yet at least a quarter of the class is going to tell me they didn't realize it, but it's there. I have the entire course set up, as you can see here. I have the whole thing already set up for the entire term. Each week, you have to click on that week. So in order to access anything for week 1, you're supposed to click on the week 1 folder and then the week 1 file. So this right here where it says week 1. You click that, it will then bring you here. This will give you all kinds of information. Is it going to be a lot of words? Yeah, of course it's going to be a lot of words. I use a lot of words, but you know what? It's college. Learn to read. You need to. I put a few things in bold or larger in order to try to seriously emphasize it. For this one, clearly, things lock at 10 p.m. Then what I do is I will have helpful little hyperlinks for everything for that week. So this is telling you what you need to do. Then you can go back to the week 1 and you will see everything is right there. So I give you everything I can. These videos are older videos. I may or may not have a chance to update them before the 8th. Today is the 2nd, and I have a whole lot of stuff to get done because I have 4 jobs, and next week is my anniversary, and I'm doing an anniversary trip. So kind of crazy. Oh, and I'm also getting another master's. So there you go. Anyway, I want to point out this part of claim topic. There will be a group project for this course. Yes, it's online. Yes, it's a group project. Everybody gets their own individual grade. There will be a separate video all about the group project. But I want to point out this claim topic does have a due date right here. It opens on January 8th, closes January 20th at 10 p.m. This is how you get to have a chance to try to claim the group you think it sounds the most interesting. If you go here, you will see this says group project details. When you click that, it will take you straight here. This tells you about the group project and it shows you the different groups. There are 7 groups total. I will limit how many people are in each group, totally based on how many people are enrolled in the course. I was wanting to update some of these. I haven't yet. Some of these are new articles from last term. I have a whole bunch of new ones that I might get to change out here, or I might just put in there as extras. Haven't decided yet. I have so many, it's insane. But anyway, that's what you've got there. So let's go back to the course home. And I jumped right to week 1. But every single week, in order to access the information, you have to click on that week's folder and that week's file. The reason I keep stressing this is I have everything set up that if you do not open that file, you cannot access it. That means the discussion will not open. That means an assignment will not open. That means the quiz will not open. So you might log on and just try to go across here and think you have no work. Never the case, ever. There is something due every single week for the next 17 weeks. There is always stuff due. So make sure you always open that week's file. Now, to go back here, there we go. Let's go to papers and such, because I'm so great at names. If you say that you would like to meet with me via Zoom, this is the link where you would meet with me, but you have to set it up with me through email first. So the way it would work is you either send me an actual email or you send me an email through Brightspace here and say that you would like to meet with me and give me an idea of a few different options that you are available. If you have like one day that you're just wide open, tell me I am wide open on this day. Do you have any availabilities? If your schedule is anything like mine, then give me a few options of when you are available and I will see if I can fit any of them. Like I said, I have 4 jobs. And so what I can meet with sometimes gets a little crazy. Other times it's easier to fit in the meetings. So if we set it up and I'm like, okay, so I'll meet you in the Zoom or something stupid like that, it just means click this link. That will take you directly to the one I use. We have the syllabus, which I am about to open. And then all of this stuff is about that group project. So we've got the details, how it's going to be graded, everything. So all of this will tell you all about the group project. But like I said, there will be another video about this. All right, syllabus time. Go ahead and click on the syllabus and it's going to bring it right here. You are welcome to download this. So if you have not used Brightspace before, you can either go down here for download or you can click this little arrow and pick download. You'll have obviously different choices, but you can download if you want to. It doesn't matter. It's here. So here we go. This is me, Linda Bernhardt. This is the email address. This comes straight to my phone, so I will respond constantly. I am one of those people that I will respond within 24 hours. If I haven't, something has gone wrong. That normally means that you either sent me the message through Brightspace itself, which I don't have come straight to my phone, at which point it might take me a tiny bit longer, or you sent me an email and for some reason it went to the junk folder. I also have a phone number that I say we can use through text. I don't have it on here, so I will have to give that out to you guys somewhere else. I should have already put on here. Oops, I'll put that in another video. Okay, so SGIC requires that you have a textbook. So this is the textbook. I give you everything I can online to help you with it. So there you go. And I'm sorry, I keep looking. My cat just went. I'm like, oh gosh, please don't puke. Anyway, this is all that stuff we have to put in the syllabus, blah, blah, blah. Now, here is the first super important thing. Notice it's in bold to make you look. You need to be submitting a .doc or a .docx file. That is what you do. If you are not typing it in to the assignment, because some things you have to actually type. If you are not actually actively typing, if you have to attach a file, it has to be a Word document. SGSC has computer labs. All of the computers have Word. So it has to be a Word document. This is non-negotiable. No screenshots from your phone or your tablet, none of these special things. You need to have actually written it and attached it. Notice it says here that you will receive a 0 for the assignment if you are not following directions. Am I aware there are other ways to write things? Yes, but I am the teacher. I get to set the rules. You need to follow them. Now, the real reason for this is I use a Mac and I use a PC on the campus I teach in person. And I do a lot of traveling. When I'm doing the traveling, I use the Brightspace app on my iPad in order to grade. The Brightspace app will let me see a Word document without a problem. All other formats, it's a little persnickety. It doesn't always work with the app. And if I'm going to stay on task when I'm like going somewhere and I'm in travel mode for a long time and the only way I can grade is through the app, I need it in a way I can grade. Also, I have a lot of students who will turn something in a different format and insist it's because they have a Mac. Don't do that. So annoying. Like I've stated, I use a Mac. If I can do it, you can do it. That's all there is to it. I can make my Mac do things and I can make the PC do things. Word, Microsoft Word works in both. And while I'm on the subject, when you are attaching a Word document, you have to give me the file. Actually attach the file, no link. I do not do the online link, slide share, document share, that thing. Don't do it. You will get a 0 because I can't access it. Like I said, multiple jobs and 3 different colleges, all 3 have their own account for that stupid Microsoft Online crap. And they start battling against each other and I will get locked out. So when people provide me a link instead of attaching the actual document, like I say, when I click on it, it tells me I can't see it. If I can't see it, I can't grade it. And I am not going to chase you down for it because I have a lot of students. So just attach the document like requested and we'll all be okay. All righty. This part, I will grade as fast as I possibly can. I'm usually pretty quick about it. The past year or so, I have had life kick me in the butt and I got a little bit behind, but I always got caught up within a couple of weeks, if that. Now, you have to keep track of your grades. You have to keep track of how I graded. I will always tell you how you have been graded. I will provide feedback. There will be a rubric. There will be something. If you did not get a perfect score, you will know the reason why. I will make it there. You just have to look. If you get a grade and you think you deserve more than that grade, first, look at why you got that grade. Look for feedback. Look for the rubric. If you do not agree with what I have said for the reason, then you can contact me. Send me a message. Say, hey, Ms. Bernhardt, I see where you said blah, 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 but this is how I took it. I'll listen to you. If you have a valid point, I'll adjust it. If you are just trying to get points for not putting in the right effort, then you won't get it. Either way, you never know. Doesn't hurt to ask. It really doesn't. I 100% am okay with that as long as you have already looked at your feedback. Now, on top of that, you have 7 days. from when I post the grade to argue the grade. That's it. 7 days, 1 week. That means you can't be like, I don't know, we'll say week 14 of the semester and trying to argue something from week 3. That is too late. You have 1 week from when I post that score to try to adjust it. That's it. Okay, there we go. Blah, blah, blah. If you have some form of disability and you need some kind of accommodation, you need to discuss it with the school. And then they'll send me info. We'll do all the stuff. And then there's counseling. Blah, blah, blah. I think it's so funny. They make me do an attendance policy. It's an online course. If you don't do the work, you fail. It's that simple. Okay. Grading. Here's the big one. I do a point system. The point system drives people crazy until they get it. The ones who get it, love it. How this works is every single assignment, you get a point. You get a certain number of points per assignment. These just keep adding up. As soon as you have 900 points, you have an A, no matter what. So say that you have 900 points at week 13, and this is a 17-week course, you cannot bother doing anything for those last 4 weeks. You still have an A. That's it. Issue is you better make sure it's 900, because if you have 899.9, you have a B, because that is not 900 points. So you have to get to that spot. Notice, no rounding of grades. I don't do it, so don't bank on that. Make sure to hit over the 900 if you want an A. So this is how it all breaks down. Policy on late makeup work? Nope, I don't take it. That's it. I will tell you it is due at this date. You turn it in by that date or you get a 0. That's it. You also have to turn it in the proper location. I had to specify this and put this in bold because of people previously in this course who wouldn't turn it in and then come up with some ridiculous excuse and kept emailing me their stuff. I don't accept it. If you email me your assignment, I will reply to the email. I don't know why you're emailing me this. You have to turn it in the proper location. If you then tell me something like, well, it won't open for me, I'm going to tell you it's because you didn't open that week's file. You know, if you have trouble making something open or submitting something, it's probably because you didn't do what you were told to do. If you always start the week with opening that week's file and read the words, it will tell you exactly what you're supposed to do. So notice I tried to get rid of any ambiguity here where it says no assignments emailed, messaged, or otherwise turned in any way, shape, or form will be accepted. That means I am not taking anything else. It has to be in the proper location only. And that includes discussions. Plagiarism, come on, you know what it is. Don't do it. Do not just copy and paste other people's things. Don't do it. Okay, this Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act of 1974 means I can't talk about your stuff with anybody but you. So I also cannot discuss grades on the phone or through email. I can discuss them through Brightspace or in a Zoom conference, like a video where your video is on and I see you at the same time. Those are the only 2 ways I can actually discuss grades. If you email me and ask me, I am going to reply that I cannot discuss it via email. And we need to do this in Brightspace. If you send me an email and tell me it's super important and I have to talk to you on the phone about your grades, can't do it. And I don't use the phone. Okay. So all of our communications will always be through email or Zoom with video on. Those are your 2 options. Okay, academic success. This stuff's like all about tutoring and whatnot. You really don't need tutoring for this course. If you have an issue and you don't understand something, seriously, ask me. Write to me and say, this is what I'm having difficulty with. This is my understanding. We will go back and forth. I will do my best to help you understand it. I really, 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 really will. What you will learn quickly is some students will have told you, if you've talked to anyone about this course or me, some will tell you I'm great, wonderful, I help, I listen, blah, blah, blah. Other people are going to tell you I'm one of the most horrible things. I won't listen at all. And I'm just pretty much an ogre. The ones who asked me for help, and it was they actually wanted help, they're the ones who ended up liking me because I will walk you through things. But I'm not going to just give it all to you. You still have to do your job. The ones who hate me are the ones who never asked me for clarification and tried to shortcut. I kind of designed this whole class where you can't shortcut because that ticks me off. In person, I normally let people know, happy Linda, happy class. So if I say, hey, do this, and you do it, we're good. If I say do this and you just complain and try to do anything but, and then give me a bunch of excuses, not happy. Let's see. I was trying to decide if I was going to show you something online. Well, I'll go ahead and just tell you. I can also see whatever you're doing on the course. I can go in there and see what files you have opened, how long you've spent on them, and things like that. And so when somebody tells me that they did something, the first thing I do is I look to see if you actually did and if you're lying to me. I hate liars. I have zero respect for anyone who lies. If you screwed up and you own up, I have much more respect for that. People who give me excuses and lie to me, you will find I will be one of the hardest people if you lie to me, because that angers me. So just be honest. If you mess up, own it, talk to me. We'll see what we can do. It might be that you have to learn a lesson not to mess up anymore. It's that. But anyway. Okay, blah, 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 blah. These are all those things you have to put in here. Now, this is, what page is this? This is page 9 of the syllabus. I'm telling you that because somebody will tell me that they didn't know this. If you take a look here, notice it says everything is due on Friday nights at 10 p.m. It is always due Friday night at 10 p.m. with the exception of there are small changes for the group project in, I believe it's week 15, and in week 17, our last week. Those are the only changes, but everything is still going to be 10 p.m. It is never a time other than 10 p.m. ever. And it is from weeks 1 through 15, it will be Friday night, 10 p.m. Everything will open Sunday morning, and everything will close Friday at 10. There you go. Now, this is how it breaks down. These are how your points come out. Notice this says weekly quiz. That means every single week there is a quiz. These quizzes are 10 points apiece, so a total of 170 points. That is almost 2 letter grades right there just for your weekly quizzes. Then you have your discussions. Discussions are 20 points apiece. There are very specific things you need to do in these discussions. This is 280 points. Then you have your group task summary, which is 50, which half a letter grade. Group presentation is worth 200 points. That is 2 letter grades. So you need to actually take this seriously. And let me tell you, and I holy hope that you do actually pay attention to the group presentation, group project video that will be made shortly. You are graded on your own actions, and those grades start being, you start being graded on that the very first week. Like, seriously. By January 20th, you will already have part of what your grade will be for this. So it is 100% individual grades for this group project. So take it seriously. If you're one of those slackers who just waits till the very end and figures you'll slap something together and let the whole other group do everything for you, and then you'll slide in there and act like you were there the whole time, you're going to fail it. It's fair warning, like seriously, fair warning. So you have an individual grade. All right, then you have 2 regular exams, exam 1, exam 2, each of those are 100 points. Then you have a final exam, which is 100 points. All of these added together give you the 1,000 points. I also have a few things set in there that are extra credit, but might not say that they are extra credit, solely to help, because since I am so strict about no late policy, I have a few extra things built in to help pick it up in case you messed up. I also reward good behavior. So you put more into an assignment, I give you extra points. These are how the whole thing works. The week's agenda, or the class agenda. So we've got weeks 1 through 17 all the way down. These are the dates. This means the week is January 8th to 14th, but it closes on Fridays. So like say week 3, January 22nd to 28th, that means everything here will actually be due on the 27th because the 28th is a Saturday. Just so you know. So remember, always Friday night at 10. You go down here for the topics. These are all the things we're covering. Week 9, you have a group task summary, and week 10, we have spring break. So if you bust butt throughout here and get a couple of things done here, you've got some time off. Final projects are due in week 15, and then final exam is again week 17. So that is your syllabus. Yeah, that should be it for that. Discussions. Let me take a look at this real quick. If you click on the discussions tab, it'll bring you here. These are the rules for your discussion. Open Sunday at midnight, which means Saturday night / Sunday morning. Closes Friday at 10. This is the part I need to make sure you notice right here. Your first post, your initial post, you saying your answer to the discussion is due by Wednesday at 10 p.m. Remember, always 10 p.m. So your initial post is due by Wednesday at 10 p.m. Then you have to have at least 2 different days of activity, and you have to reply to at least 3 people. So say on Tuesday you hop on and you post your discussion, then come back Wednesday or Thursday and reply to at least 3 people. I would also recommend taking a look at who has replied to yours. Try to have a little back and forth going. You get points for the more interactive you are. Right here, if you just say, I agree, good point. And to me, this means these things irritate me. This is not actually furthering a conversation. And the I agree part, unless you're really expanding on it, it really drives me nuts. It's like, I agree, water is wet. No joke, you know? Do something with it, talk about it, move things along, have a discussion, that kind of thing. I remind you here, it's an assignment, not a gimme. Just because you post something on there is not a way to guarantee you're going to get good points. Every time I will be reminding you, like here, week 2, discussion 2, it tells you you need to have your initial post by January 18th. If there is an article, I also have a PDF of the article posted in case you can't reach it. The other thing I want to show you is the rubric. There should be a rubric attached. So like if you go down here and see discussion, this is the grading rubric. This is how you are graded. So notice I'm looking for when you posted it, how many days you're active, how you answered it, if you replied to people, and written properly, grammatical stuff. So these are things you're going to need to make sure you've got covered. Okay, I think that's about it for the syllabus and the way that course is going to be run. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to stay on top. Now, one other thing. Haven't really told you much about me. This is going to be short-ish. I want it to be super short, but I suck at that short part. Sometimes I have a whole welcome video and I give you more info about me. I'll throw some out there randomly here or there, and I'm realizing I still need to do a discussion post for you guys. So like I share my stuff for the intro, but I have a slew of different little issues, and some of them are things like I have asthma, my voice will come and go. Sometimes I'm going to cough like I'm going to, kick out a lung or something. I've recently found out I have some kind of inflammation issue, something. And so sometimes I like flush red and I have, chest pains and this other crap. That was the stuff that started messing a lot of stuff up last semester. So sometimes I might be a little under the weather, but I will still do my best to stay on top of things. I'm also on the autism spectrum, and PTSD and ADHD and anxiety and a whole slew of, like an alphabet soup kind of diagnosis for me. So I am very fidgety. You've already noticed I'm like the whole time. And my brain comes at things from a slightly different angle. One of the things for autism is communication. I try really hard to communicate as well as I possibly can, but sometimes I might not understand what you're asking. If you say something and I tell you I don't understand and I'm asking for clarification, it's not you. It really isn't. It's me. I really want to understand, and something in the phrasing is making it where I don't understand. And so I'm asking for clarification. I will do this a lot. If at any point you think I just am being dismissive or, I don't know, something negative, I'm not. That's literally how I talk. I am very straightforward, and I try really hard to not come across a certain way. You will notice when I'm writing, I use a lot of emojis because I try to use that in order to show how I'm, thinking, to get a little more of it across. If I ever say anything that you find offensive, please message me. Tell me, don't just keep it in. If I have used some kind of word or phrase or anything that is offensive to you, tell me so I know and I can adjust. I can learn how to communicate more effectively, but only if I get feedback. Let's see. I swear there's something else, but I can't think of it. And I know I put on a pot of coffee to brew before making this, and it's my reward when I'm done. And so now I'm just like, ooh, coffee. I want that. Oh, the last little part. Environmental science is one of my all-time favorite topics. And there's two ways to go about teaching this. Environmental science is a science course. So yes, we are going to still stay with science, which means facts. We don't get to say things like, I was trying, but every example I came up with sounds so rude. We don't get to say, well, that's your opinion if we're talking about a fact. So like using the current stuff, if I'm stating about the COVID pandemic, you don't get to sit there and go, well, it's your opinion, there's a pandemic. No, it's a fact, there's a pandemic. Just like it's a fact that coronavirus is a virus, and it's a fact that things like masks do help. It's a fact that the flu is a virus. It is a fact that vaccinations were helping keep measles in check. And due to people deciding not to vaccinate their children, we are now starting to have measles pop in. So we are about to have yet another issue of crap running around. These are the facts. You might not like them, but they are fact. So in a science course, we are going to talk fact. Some of the things we cover might annoy you. It might not match with a political, spiritual, or personal opinion or feeling, but we're talking facts. We are not going to do a whole thing of, like, I'm a good Republican, so I say, I'm a wonderful Democrat, so I say. We're not doing that. You can be whatever political affiliation you wish to be. Fine, don't care. It means nothing to me what you decide. I actually am none. I am independent. I look at the actual individual things. I don't follow a party. I follow education and, what people stand for. So you can be whatever you want to be. But when we're discussing actual scientific facts, we are discussing facts, and opinions have no place in that. You can say, I always thought, or I personally have believed, but we still have to cover the facts. So that's a big one. The other part is I teach these courses more like an environmentalist kind of thing, which means I go more for the heart. Instead of keeping just dry numbers, I try to bring in the real world stuff, actual stories, what's currently happening historical things, that kind of stuff, because I really do want there to be a bigger change. And I don't think a bunch of dry facts will ever do it. I think people need to understand how it connects to this, world. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I keep getting distracted. Yes, my kitty's down here. Meow. Osiris says I should be done now, so I guess Osiris rules, right? I wish you could see him. He's so cute. You'll see him at some point in this term, I'm sure. Anyway, so that's it. I think that's all I really wanted to say. And if you made it through this, kudos. You're probably going to get an A in the course if you actually make it through this whole thing, just because it takes a certain kind of tenacity to do that. And those are who do well in this course. So I guess that is it. And I will see you in another video. Till then, peace out.